We're moving in toward the middle of February, and for all those people who need to know such things, and I'm not one of them, we're 2 days away from Valentine's Day. That's going to come up on Saturday. So you've got 2 days to figure out what you're doing.
Gosh, I'm glad you said that, Mike.
And if you haven't yet, you may be in trouble. Principal Andy Hare is beside me, and he's just realized that he hasn't done anything yet.
Wow. It is. We talked about that earlier. You may have snow days or adjustments in the schedule, but the calendar doesn't wait. Mm-hmm. February 14th is coming.
Yeah, it is.
Doesn't matter if it's a snow day or not, or it gets you off your rhythm or your routine. Mm-hmm. Valentine's Day is coming.
Yeah. So if you need to do something, you better get on it, because there's not much time left. And honestly, if you're trying to book dinner, you're probably going to have to go to, I don't know, Waffle House or something by now, because most of the good places are probably taken. But hey, some couples, that works.
Whatever it takes. Just being with each other. That's what matters.
Yep, that's the point.
That's exactly right.
We are together here on Patriot Focus, here on 790 The Fan. We have lots in store for you. We'll have updates on some of the sports we have going on here on 790 The Fan, including the next East sports we have going on, which will be Monday and Tuesday and Friday next week. And we will have some interviews held at the school this time. And Mr. Hare using his phone for that, which is such great technology, because it's really good audio. I mean, it's amazing that these cell phone companies have done. You just voice memo, record whatever you need to do, and it works out great for this show.
You know what's amazing is when we've done these, I mean, we're talking about teenagers here. They just flow with it. They speak so well, and they're very articulate, and just boom, and then I send it into you guys. It's amazing how comfortable they are doing that.
Yeah, because it's a phone, and everybody's got one nowadays, even down to 13, 14-year-olds, I guess. Everybody's got a phone, so they're all used to it. Do it on the phone all the time when it's on speaker, so not a whole lot of difference. So we have a teacher and two students coming in, and a basketball player is one of them.
That's right.
Tell us about who we're going to hear from on today's show.
We're going to talk to East alumnus Casey Martin, who's an English teacher, ELA teacher, an amazing teacher and human being. And we're going to talk to Lillian Arnold, who is a new student to East. She came here from another school outside of Tennessee, and I thought it'd be good to hear that perspective of somebody who's new to the area or new to our school. And then we're going to talk to Nathan Ball, who's one of our student section captains, and he's a member of basketball right now. Fantastic young man and very intense young man out there. He plays so hard, and he cheers that hard, too, from the student section. We're going to get his perspective on, well, I guess being a high school student and how being involved helped him. We had 8th graders come by yesterday, the class of 2030.
My goodness.
Yeah, and got their tour, got their initial tour of the school, introduction to thing. Now, you understand, these guys have they came as kindergartners, they came as 5th graders, they come to watch school plays. So they're a lot more comfortable with the high school than when you and I were in middle school. We let them have Q&A time with the high schoolers, and it's fantastic listening to those questions and answers. But most of the high schoolers respond by telling them they need to be involved. You've got to get involved. I wish I would have got involved sooner. I need to be part of something. Find my group. Holds me accountable. Gives me something to look forward to. It pushes me. It makes me better. That wisdom is fantastic. That's a message you're going to hear on the show today as well.
When we were coming up, it was the big high school, and you never saw the inside of the building unless you went to a game or something. Now it's not that way. They're, like you said, they're used to it before they even get there.
Well, it's part of it. I mean, we are part of something bigger. We're part of the Patriot Nation, and we call it the K through 12 connection, that no matter who you are in our school system, you're part of this. This is just the end of this story. You're going to go on from here and do something in post-secondary, either in the workforce, military, or college, and then hopefully come back here and live and do great things and be wonderful citizens and keep that cycle going of amazing people in our community. We're all part of this. We are the community. We don't have that geographic area that's the community. It's us, the individuals that are there. We say it a lot that bricks and mortar don't make a school. It's the people that do. Mm-hmm. And that's what makes our community. That's what makes the Patriot Nation.
We're all in this one together on those commercials that they play on the Reds games or they have in the past. We're all in this one together, and that's the same thing you all are teaching at East and all the way down the line at the middle school and in the elementary schools too. You love to see it.
Yeah, that's the truth. We love them because when they succeed, we all succeed.
Absolutely, and we'll have examples of all of that coming up on today's edition of Patriot Focus. Stay tuned to 790 The Fan. We're back here on Patriot Focus on 790 The Fan. Want to point you to Monday night as the Patriots are going to be having senior night for the basketball team. We will have coverage starting a little before 8 o'clock as the Patriots play Cloudland, and that will be on Monday here on 790 The Fan. Following that on Tuesday, the Tennessee High game, delayed a couple of weeks because of the bad weather we had early in the month. That will be on Tuesday at 8 o'clock here on 790 The Fan. Time for our teacher spotlight for today's edition of Patriot Focus.
All right, Mike, thank you so much, and we are so honored and thrilled to have with us this evening one of the finest young ladies and best teachers I've ever seen in my life, and it's none other than Miss Casey Martin. Casey, welcome to the show.
Hi, everybody, and thank you for being so kind, Mr. Hare.
Well, it's the truth. I like to give credit where credit's due. I often say that you're kind of my measuring stick because your personality and who you are. If I've seen you upset and it's because of me, I know I've really screwed up. So thank you for being who you are.
Well, thank you very much.
So, Casey, what led you to what you're doing today?
Okay, so I'm a Sullivan East graduate, 2005. I've grown up in Sullivan County my entire life. I went to Holston Valley Middle School, went to Valley Pike, of course, for elementary, and then went to Sullivan East. I had excellent teachers here, and then I got a full ride to VI and finished my undergrad and was thankful and lucky enough to be placed here for my student teaching. Mm-hmm. So I actually did my student teaching here, and it was the time I had Mr. Rasnick. If you remember Mr. Rasnick, amazing.
Oh, my gosh, the best.
Yes, the best. Amazing AP teacher. Mm-hmm. And he really just inspired me to want to teach high school English. So I came back, and you guys can't get rid of me.
No.
I've been here since.
Mr. Rasnick, he was the coolest dude in the world when I was in high school. My sister had him. I didn't get him. I had Miss Odell, which she was amazing. We've always had great English teachers here, and you just are continuing down that path of awesome English teachers here. What's it like for you to be back where you went to high school?
I just love the community, and some of the kids will be like, oh, you know my mom or my uncle or whatever, so it's really cool. My kids are, of course, in school here, and so, at East Middle, and so I just really love it here. I wanted to be here more than any place.
It does make a difference. I always talk about that when we look at where you work and where you live, and I do. I think it's just something, it just feels better. Everything feels better and hurts worse. So what do your kids think about? Now, you're going to have a son here next year. What's he think about maybe having mom as a teacher?
I hope he's excited. I'm not sure he is, but it'll be good. I'm excited to have him and his friends and everybody, and looking forward to, they're a great group of kids. I've got great kids this semester, so just really enjoy it.
How do you think kids are just in general now versus when you were a student here? Have things changed, or are they the same, or what's just your opinion on looking at backwards 20 years versus now?
Yeah, a lot has changed, but some of it is really for the good because the kids have so much access to technology. They can do so many more things today than they could, when I first started teaching. We went to the lab. Do you remember the little lab over here? And we would sit at a computer and try to learn to type and try to do all of that. So they come to me with that knowledge and those skills. So it really helps. It just allows us to do more.
It doesn't mean that it's bad or wrong. It just means it's different. It's just we have to change with the times as well. What people forget about is technology used to change, used to double like every 100 years, and then it became every 50 years, then every 10 years, and then every year. Now it's like every 2 weeks it's doubling. We've got to keep up with that, too, in the classroom. Has that been a challenge to adapt with the times?
It is. I feel like I'm always a student because anytime anything changes, that's what I do a lot in the summer is I'm trying to figure out, like changing even from like Schoology to Google Classroom again. And there's great things about both of them and just learning, things that my kids may like from editing revisions anonymously, maybe on a platform where they help each other. And it allows them, the greatest thing about technology I think today is if a kid is out, like I had a kid today say, I'm going to be out for a couple of days. They've got everything they need. It's dated. It's, everything's timestamped. So it helps them if they're willing to do that work. Yep.
And that, though, again, is a testament to you because that means you're prepared. You've done a lot of work to get those assignments ready, get those prepared, get those uploaded. And like you mentioned, we went from Schoology to Google Classroom. That was a lot of extra work, too, because you already had it there. But what advice would you have for a new teacher going into this that will make their life a little easier if they do it?
My advice would always be there are people in this building and all around you that are willing to help. Find those people, be a support. There are things that everybody here does well, and if we all share those and don't try to just be an island alone, you can really learn a lot from everybody.
That's right. None of us have cornered the market on how to do things. We're all in this together because we care about East. We love our community, we love our school, and we love our students. What makes Sullivan East so special? Because it is.
It just feels like a small community. Everybody just helps each other. I haven't been in a bigger school, but I just imagine that the dynamics would be different. The dynamics would be different. So it's what makes us the best.
Did you feel that way when you were a student here?
I did. I had a good high school experience. I had a great, actually, elementary and middle school. I loved Holston Valley, so I've had a really positive school experience.
Yeah, I have too. And my dad always said that if it wasn't for the good students at East, there wouldn't be walls there. And he started here in the early 70s. And he just talked about the people here are just different. And he is from other places and has been other places. I have too. I've worked at 3 high schools, and one is 3 times this size. This is just a different place for the good, for the better. It is a community. We're not as dependent on the outside community as far as our identity because we are the identity. Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
But our community is great too. They are uplifting, they're supportive. The parents, the churches, the community organizations, the businesses, they all got our back, and I just love it. It is a special place. Well, Casey, we're so thankful for you. We are so appreciative of you and what you do for us. I look forward to working with you many, many years down the road.
Thank you very much, Mr. Hare.
Coming up next here on Patriot Focus, we've got a couple of students coming in and can't wait to get with those. And Andy Hare will have more on both of those coming up shortly here on 790 The Fan. Patriot Focus continues here on 790 The Fan. On Saturday, we've got more basketball for you as App State will be playing James Madison. That tip-off will be at 4 o'clock. Coverage starts at 3:30 on the App State Sports Network here on 790 The Fan. More on Patriot Focus from Principal Andy Hare. This was recorded over at the high school earlier this week here on 790 The Fan.
I'm joined this evening by none other than Nathan Ball. Nathan is a junior here at Sullivan East, and if you've been to any sporting event here, he's made a name for himself for a variety of reasons. He plays basketball, plays hard, goes at it, but he's also one of our student section captains, and I think that's where he made a big name for himself in volleyball season especially, and during football season, but he's also much more than that. We're glad to have you here, Nathan. Welcome to the show.
Yeah.
Who's Nathan Ball? Tell me about yourself.
I'm just trying to keep my head down and make it through high school, but really enjoy sports. That's something I devoted my life to. So I really enjoy being able to come here and lead the student section and play basketball. And I enjoyed my time here playing baseball.
So you are active. Do you think that helps you being active in the school?
Oh, yeah. It was really, you love snow, but too much snow's, tiring. I like a routine. It's like I was telling my coach. I like being able to come here and just like I said, put my head down and just focus on what I got, knowing what I have to do every single day.
The snow days are great when we get them every now and then. But when you have such long, drawn-out periods of that, it does break our routine.
Yeah, yes, sir.
I was telling everybody, coming back on Monday, when that first day back, I'm like, I forgot how hard mentally this routine is, and I'm glad I'm back into it, and I'm back. Have you always been active in school and wanting to be involved in sports and activity, or is this something new for you?
All of middle school, I didn't really do anything, but I moved in with my dad, and I have like 5 siblings, so I'm like really competitive. So I've like pushed myself to like do more to compete with my siblings. Like, I don't really think I've said that out loud.
Oh, wow. Well, now the world hears it.
Yeah, so that's the main reason I'm like really productive and trying to do more.
It's been a positive for you?
Yeah.
How so?
I think it like grows me closer to my siblings because it's not like a hatred competitiveness. It's more of like like you're just trying to beat them, but like my brothers, I play basketball with them, and it grows me closer to my family, and I feel like it sets me up better for the rest of my life, having that competitive mindset.
You know, we talk about this, and I explain this to my children. I see it with my own life. We have friends, and that's great, but at the end of the day, at some point in our life, we're going to look around, and it's just going to be our siblings standing there. So it's good to be good to them. It is. But it sounds like you do that to make each other better. That's what I experienced. I was the baby, but I had an older brother and sister, and they really motivated and pushed me. I saw them. I wanted to be like them. And when I tried to be like them and be at their level, they made sure I knew what I had to do to get there. And it did help me. It made me just a better person, made me better at what I did. So it seems like you're doing that as well. I don't know if that's your intent, but that's what's coming of it. That's the future. I will just tell you that. Well, what's your future plans, Nathan? What's going to be Nathan Ball 10 years from now? What are you looking forward to probably pursuing?
I mean, I'm taking college classes just for the future, but I don't know if I'm going to college. Like, particularly, I'm trying to do a trade. You know, might do some apprenticeship for plumbing because I have a lot of family that does that. But I don't know.
Well, I tell you what, you're gonna make more money than I make if you do that. I highly recommend it. So get out there and experience as much as you can. Have you had some experience working in the plumbing world?
No, it would be new to me.
Okay. Well, the fact that it's in your family, it'll be a little easier to get that apprenticeship. So yeah, do it. Don't settle. Go and experience as much as you can right now. We're only here for a short period of time, so make sure you know what you want to do and then go do it. Davy Crockett said it best: be sure you're right, then go ahead. So find what it is you're right with and then go ahead. Do you recommend East High School to people?
Oh, yeah. I've been asked that question before in an interview for their TikTok. It's calm compared to the other schools I've been to. There's not a lot of drama, and kind of like I've been saying, you can just put your head down and focus on what you want to do instead of having to worry about a whole bunch of chaos going on.
I agree. And I mean, we're not perfect. We've got a long way to go to get there. We do make mistakes, and I tell everybody, we've got everything you want, good and bad. It's up to you to make that decision. And all of y'all know the difference between right and wrong. So choose right. So what's best about Sullivan East? It is a good place. It's a good community. And I don't just mean the building itself and the people walking these halls. I'm talking about the community, the Patriot Nation. What do you like most about representing that?
It is like a family. We're not a bigger school. We got little over 800 students. So, like, you have clash repetitively with people that you know. You're growing closer with them. You get to spend 4 years with them. You get to make friendships with the teachers or the administrators. It's not like you see new faces every single day and you have to make new friends every day. You get to sit back and relax with the people you already know and have grown up with.
It makes a huge difference when you get to do that. We've got 8th grade tours, or class of 2030 tours, that happened today, as a matter of fact. What advice would you give an incoming freshman that you wish you would have had?
I feel like everybody who's coming in as a freshman is like really nervous, or they're focusing on being loved by everybody. But like, I feel like the longer you're here, the more you realize like that's not the goal. And you realize the more that you just don't care about how other people see you, the more like successful and the more you accomplish while you're in high school.
So be who you are. Yeah, I think that's great advice. Well, Nathan, I'm thankful for you. I'm glad you represent East High School. I'm glad you're our student, and I'm very proud of you. And I appreciate you taking time to be on the show.
Of course. Thank you.
Patriot Focus, all about Sullivan East High School. Students, teachers, and administrators love having Patriot Focus every week at 6 o'clock on Thursday here on 790 The Fan. One more segment to go before we get you to the Braves Clubhouse report here in a bit on 790 The Fan. One more segment here of Patriot Focus, but before we get there, I want to remind you our friends at Compass Media have a couple of games for us this weekend. UCLA is playing Michigan, coverage starting at 12:45 on Saturday. And then Sunday, Indiana will play Illinois. Coverage starts right at tip-off at 1 o'clock for that game. That's this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, for some more college basketball for you here on 790 The Fan. More on the way from Principal Andy Hare from Sullivan East High School coming up next.
All right, Mike, here we are again here on Patriot Focus, and we are joined today by an amazing young lady who is a new student here this year. I thought it'd be a great perspective to get a student who went to a different high school last year, get their perspective on East High this year. Today we're joined by Lillian Arnold. Lillian is a sophomore here at Sullivan East, and we are so thankful that she's here. Lillian, welcome to the show.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Absolutely. So where did you go to school last year?
Spartanburg High School,
And Spartanburg's in what state?
South Carolina.
All right. So what's been the biggest change just living from Spartanburg to here? Not necessarily high school, but just from living there to living here.
This is going to sound crazy, but I feel like the people are way nicer here than they are in Spartanburg.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, nicer how?
They're just open to everyone. In Spartanburg, you kind of had little cliques and nobody kind of went to the other clique. You just stayed in your own, and here everybody's friends. Everybody's nice to everybody.
Well, that's great to hear. I like that. That's not necessarily just about the school, but that's just about the community itself.
Yeah.
Well, that's wonderful. Talk to me about yourself. What do you do? What do you like? What are you involved in?
I do a little bit of everything. I'm very involved in theater, music, dance. I like working with kids. I babysit. I really just do a little bit of everything.
All right, cool. Tell me about your siblings.
I have two brothers. I have Isaiah, who is 13. That is so gross to say. And I have a 4-year-old brother named Kai, who we just adopted about a year and a half ago.
All right, so that's disgusting to say. That's funny. That's going to be classmates coming up very soon. How are you going to handle that?
I'll be a senior when he's a freshman. And so I don't know what the dynamic will be, but I'm going to make sure I embarrass him in front of all his friends.
Oh, man. Well, there you go. So that'll be fun to watch. I know what I'll be dealing with then. So you say you're involved in theater and you like a bunch of other things. Have you done anything new this year that you've never done before that you like, hey, I just want to try this?
In theater, I've been in theater basically my whole life, but I auditioned for a main role this year, and I usually just do ensemble stuff. So that was a big change in my life.
Can you explain to the listeners out there what ensemble means?
Ensemble is basically background roles, which sounds lesser than the main roles, but it's really not, because everybody plays the same part in theater, everybody does the same stuff, everybody contributes to the play.
That's right. And your role, what was it in the musical?
Delia.
Delia, and what was the name of the musical?
Beetlejuice the Musical.
That's right. That's right. I know we did a couple shows about that, honestly. So you went from the ensemble into a main role. Well, was it everything you thought it would be?
It really, really was. I mean, it was something I'd never done before. It was nerve-wracking to begin with, but once you get in the groove of things, it kind of lights your world up. Like, it's really good.
So you sang in that role. Is that like the first time you've sang a solo in public?
I mean, I used to do little church solos, but I don't know if that counts. That was the first time I'd sang in front of a group that big by myself.
And did that bother you, or are you okay with it? Are you comfortable doing that?
It sounds really bad, but it's really not. I mean, you have to be confident in your voice, and if you're not confident in your voice, other people won't be confident in your voice either. So you just have to kind of live with the fact that you were chosen for that role for a reason and just live up to that.
Well, let me tell you this. As somebody who was in the audience, you have an incredible voice. You're very talented. And if I sung like you, I don't think I would talk. I just would sing every word I said.
Thank you.
Well, that's the truth. I love theater. I love that. But it's just something about singing. Listen, I don't care. I could have got up there at the Super Bowl and gave a speech or at the Olympic opening ceremony. I don't mind. It doesn't bother me. But you asked me to sing in front of one person, I couldn't do it. I just can't do it. Is there anything like that you have where it's like, oh my gosh, I got to overcome a huge fear to do this?
If someone asks me my opinion on something in front of a lot of people, I don't know what to say. But singing in front of a huge crowd, I could do easily.
So what do you enjoy better, the singing part or the acting part?
They kind of just go hand in hand. It's not two separate things that you have to mush them together. And so the combination of both is probably really fun, and it's a good thing to do.
This semester, we are doing a play, a stage play.
Yes.
What is that?
It is Clue.
Clue. Oh, my gosh, the mystery.
Yes.
I love Clue. The movie was amazing back in the 80s, early 80s. It was great. Do you have your role yet?
I do.
Oh, so what are you?
I am Miss Peacock.
Miss Peacock. Now, Miss Peacock was which one?
She is the old Southern woman.
Oh, so you're going to change your accent for that?
Yes, I am.
Well, give us an example.
I can't hide my patriot pride.
Very good. That's awesome. So are you looking forward to doing Clue?
Yes, I am.
Have you seen it before, or are you familiar with it?
I had never even played the board game.
Really?
Yep.
Well, you're going to love it. How's the rest of the cast? They are excited?
Everybody's stoked. We loved this play. We read over it, and we were immediately knowing that this is the one we're going to do.
Well, that's fantastic. Well, you have done so much here for us, Lillian, and I'm thankful for you. Is there anything you want to add, any advice you want to give to anybody that's moving to a new school that might help them that maybe you wish you would have known?
When someone says you're moving schools, you immediately think of the worst, especially me. I definitely did. And I was kind of against looking for the good in the school, but there's good everywhere, even if it's a school you don't want to go to, and you just have to use your resources and find your place and find your people and just kind of do a little bit of everything, and you'll find where you fit in.
Well, I like that. That's great advice. You know, and that's not just great advice for a teenager going from one school to the other. That's great advice for life itself. You know, get involved, be active, and you'll find your community. You will. You'll find your people. And there's great people everywhere. So I'm glad you're a Sullivan East Patriot, and I look forward to all the great things you're going to do. Yes. Thank you for being on the show.
Thank you for having me.
I want to say thanks to Nathan and Lillian and Ms. Martin for being in on Patriot Focus today. And, of course, Principal Andy Hare for most of the show being recorded from the school this time around. Like to do that every so often. Kind of cuts down on travel when you have to do that. So we have the Braves Clubhouse Report coming up next. So we hope you'll stay tuned for that as we get ready for spring training. We'll keep you updated on the Braves spring training schedule as we're able to get to it here on 790 The Fan. Thank you for listening to Patriot Focus.